What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Today we have a very, very, very special podcast because of everything that's going on right now with the post-election news and everything. And this podcast is very special because it is going to be informative for your future financially when it comes to crypto. And I'm not going to take any of his moxie and his fire today because I'm not as well versed in crypto as he is. So without further ado, I bring to you Dragon Emperor, our resident crypto expert.
Thank you. Well, everyone, I want to first start off to let everybody know about the urgency and importance that it is for you to do your financial research, but make your investments in the crypto.
Hold on, Dragon.
All right.
Your volume is not you're not loud again. I don't know if you gotta be closer to the mic, and also just give out probably just a little bit of some pretty much vague information for the next 5 minutes, 5 to 10. That way we can really see if anybody joins in. And then go deep. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just speaking in reference right now before I go into what the lawmakers are urging and other stuff. So,
Okay, I got you. We'll proceed then.
okay. And it's probably because my octaves had got low. Is the volume better now for you to hear me?
Yeah, it sounds a little better.
Okay, yeah, it was my octave. But well, to start off, I do want to urge people to get into crypto, especially before the financial institutions really get a hold of what they're pushing for by the beginning of 2025. So it's really best for not only for you to get your informative information here as to what's going on within that investment space to where it's going to be bringing forth the new millionaires and billionaires, since that is greatly on the rise. If people are aware of what's been happening in the marketplaces, you can see there's been a significant jump already and are expected to continue on. In some areas, of course, they're going to have that little dip sequence to happen because people are going to be taking their money out of the various markets so that way they can buy such as Christmas gifts, or you can see to where there's a minor dip in certain markets now because Thanksgiving is around the corner. So people are extracting their money from said markets, which is causing those relative dips. But the good thing is I'll tell you what you would need to do during that instant so you can do what you feel is best in regards to your financial future within the new marketplace. That if you take action now, as what I've been telling my people for the longest, and thankfully they've taken action on it and they're able to see the fruits of the labor. You still have a little bit of time left to go ahead and make your investment, get yourself situated. Not only listen, like I say, listen to what I have to speak on it, which is not financial advice. It's just freedom of information for you to make the best choices and decisions of what would fit you financially. Now, if there's some alternate questions that you have, you can always send me a message and I will gladly talk with you and we can review as to what's going on within the marketplace. So once again, like I said, you can make the best financial choices and decisions for yourself. I'm just giving you information that's out there that you might not be privy to, that you might be extremely busy within your life, whether it is with work, with your family, and the likeness of it. So this type of information might put you, especially if you just want to go home, kick back with a couple of beers or whiskey or whatever it is that you like to partake in, and even may like to watch TV or something else like that. So, like I said, this type of information might be missed because there is 90% of Americans are not invested into the crypto space. And
That's
actually,
crazy.
it just went up to 10% as per the election, bro. It was only 5% of us were invested in it at that portion in time. So look at
Some folks
5%.
ain't stupid, man. Some folks ain't stupid. Very small
Look,
amount of people, but some folks ain't stupid.
Right, but if you look at the 5% that capitalized upon that right now as we speak, before the bigger masses get into that, that's the new billionaire.
Yeah, we are
So
definitely ahead of time on that. Definitely ahead
yeah,
of time. And
like
I've been investing in crypto since COVID 2019 when I made like 12K and all I put in was 1,000 and some change. And
mhm.
it just so happened I could have made 20K if my dumb butt would have sold at 76 cents when I had Doge. And that was all Doge. It wasn't from nobody but Doge.
Well, Doge is on its way to getting back to where it was at one point in time, but it's gonna go higher than that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Doge is getting back. It is getting back. I don't have as
we
much
got,
Doge as I used to, and I might end up getting more of it because it's still at a very low per coin, or per stock or
per share,
per share
basically.
still very, very low. So I mean, also I got some penny stocks I need to invest in. But I mean, you ain't got to talk about it this um podcast because I know you probably not prepared because you all on crypto, but we might need to start looking at a little foreign exchange stuff too, some forex,
Oh, I know.
some other
Like
stuff.
so
You know
that
what I'm
way we
saying?
can look at like the USD to the Britain dollar and everything else like that. We just got to look at the ample times that those markets are open because they all close at their different markets and times. So
Right.
because right now it's like the Japanese market and the New Zealand market are actually open while the others are closed because they're all getting their message together. And then we can
For
look at,
sure.
like I said, whether it's USD versus the British pound or the
For sure.
Japanese yuan, the won,
Mm-hmm.
yen, nine. So we can wind up doing that because I do have. I meant to tell you, I do have a little bit of knowledge into
Mm-hmm.
forex, and I can give you the
Okay.
information that I was given, so that way it'll expedite your knowledge and your understanding. So if you want, because I know that's where you're wanting to really venture into. So the keys that I'll give you will help you in that Lamborghini and just drive where you want to go. All right.
Exactly. I got that, bro. I got it. Right now, I don't know why it's taking so long. Somebody's reviewing the post from Blue Book Cartel, and it's not posted yet. They're reviewing it. Don't know why, but they're reviewing it right now. Oh, my bad. They're reviewing it. So, did you just hear what I was just listening to?
No, I couldn't hear that.
Okay, good. I was just trying to make sure. But yeah, they're reviewing it right now, and so we'll see what happens as far as anybody else joining in. But go ahead, keep on going, man, and then we're gonna wait another 3-4 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and you can go deep.
All right, but yeah, like the marketplace has been severely jumping. Of course, underneath a different range, it was at a low. We was basically at a bear market, in which that was the accumulation period, in which, like I said before, 2025 is you could still accumulate because you have how many? If you don't have like thousands to invest or anything else like that, don't think that you still can't get in. It's just going to take you a little bit in order to get to a very good investment spot because things are uh, expeditiously moving forward, and those prices aren't going to drop.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. If you don't have thousands to invest, what do you suggest someone do to offset their limitations in the liquid in the liquid assets that they have to invest? What do you suggest they do in the meantime?
I look at what they have available. I'd honestly take a half of what I would have of that and invest it in.
Because I know
That
you
way,
have suggested mining because you get free coin,
hmm
and that mining, even though they might not have $300-400 to invest, there's some. If I'm not mistaken, there's some free um online digital wallets, right?
yeah, there's a couple of websites that they
Mhm.
can actually go to, in which I'll have to send that to you. So at one point in time, you can actually post that website and like when we're doing it, so that way if they're when they're watching, they can click on it, go to it, and that can get to the referral links and stuff. But yeah,
Right.
there's a couple of websites that they can go to because I'm on two of them simultaneously. I've sent that in the chat. You see how many
Right.
days and how much that I've been able to accumulate from that, and I've
Right.
been doing that since uh, the end of 2022.
Right.
Um, as well, there is mining apps that people are able to utilize for themselves. So there's the free to go version, which will take a little bit, and then of course you can always buy into it. So that way you can speed up the process for you, but it just
Mm-hmm.
depends on what you need to do or how you need to facilitate your finances. There's
Gotcha.
actually games that people can play too that pays them out in it's in small amounts, small increments. But I mean, if you can accumulate $20 a month, how much would that give you for the entire year? And look at what you've made like that. Even though it's just $20 a month, $20 is better than nothing, and it's better than people whooping, hollering, complaining. I can't do this and I can't afford that because I have to do this and I
Exactly.
have to make that. But you got plenty of time enough to either sit down, smoke you some weed, which costs you
Mm-hmm.
something, get you some beers, which costs you something, sit up there and watch their television or anything else like that. Just like
Exactly.
how I tell people, would take you anywhere from 5 seconds to press the button so that way it can mine you something passively for 24 hours. Or if you,
Right.
like I said, buy into it, you can mine up to a week or even up to 21 days, like how I did, and not even be bothered with it at this time because that's something passively now I can draw my attention to something else because I know they're running on the back end, or watching a couple of video ads. Like I said, as much time as people either be watching TikTok or be scrolling through Facebook or something else, you can easily click the little things where it's like it gives you X amount of power for watching this ad for about 30 to 45 seconds. You put that, set that down, do the other stuff of what you're doing, go back, rinse and repeat to the maximum time that it's done. You knock that out within a couple of minutes. So it's all about facilitating your time in regards to your finances. And if you just can't set aside at least 30 minutes to an hour on the side to work on your finances of what you could actually obtain for yourself, and you spend that hour BSing, but you could be doing that, you slacking on yourself. So you really need to look at what you're doing within your time to maximize your finances as well as you still living your life. And all it is just 30 minutes to an hour. You dedicate that time to a whole bunch of other BS. Why can't you dedicate that so that way you can grow somewhere? That way you can really have something for yourself. So when you're traveling abroad or even if you sitting in the States or anything else like that, you still have something working for you. Then once you can take that to invest that time with the apps and other stuff, then you can move all that stuff to your electric cold wallet and be sitting out a nice little bit of amount because you got all this stuff working for you passively. And then when you got the money to invest in it, then it just makes it grow. Then you network both of them in. Now you got these apps and these programs that you're running 24/7 basically. Basically is what happens in the end, especially with the program that I got my people on that follow it like how I do. You got stuff working for you 24/7. Literally takes them about
Exactly. Exactly,
5
bro.
in order to get stuff situated. So it's what you do with your time, and the rest of the time you can be, whether you're at work or, like I said, if you have the kids to deal with, depending on your situation and everything, that's what you can do. Then on the gaming aspect, that's the other thing. Seeing that most individuals like to put their children in front of video games, whether it's a learning game or something else like that, you could be put them on that said game so that way they're learning something, or if they need to have a distraction, and in the end, they're actually farming crypto for you. That's
Exactly.
something else you can do. Then you can teach them that aspect. Then there's stuff like Roblox that you should really invest your children in to learn now because it's going to teach them how to create worlds and other stuff that they could potentially put on the metaverse in which they will get paid for that. That is a skill that you are going to need rolling forward into 2025 because of
Exactly.
automation which is already taking place. AI is already taking place. The the next thing of what their economic world forum is saying is that critical thinking skills, innovative skills, and creative skills are going to be the necessity because AI is replacing the mass majority of stuff. So unless you can come up creatively with this type of stuff and have AI functioning for you in full blown, you better get your children on that so that way they'll already be set rolling forward in the future. Because if not, they're going to be faced with the difficulty, and you can easily be like, hey, I know you enjoy this, learn this because this will be something of a habit for you. They're going to have fun in the entire process, creating an entire world, setting up economics and everything else. Yes, it teaches them economics. So
Mm.
it teaches them economics at a very young age, mind you. So they'll be able to have that understanding within the video game sense. But if you actually look at that $1 trillion industry, which is video games, which right now all your worlds and all your other stuff is actually being done on that aspect, which is within development. You're teaching them not only development, they're learning economic skills, and then they're ahead of a bunch of other individuals that are not partaking upon that skill because they have their children focused on DS. But that is something that you can utilize and maximize yourself. Not only will it allow your children to have fun, but it's
Hmm.
going to teach them all those critical skills. Go look this stuff up like right now. You can go look it up and you can
You
see
really can.
exactly. Go to
You know,
Roblox.
another thing that people don't understand is even though AI is very intuitive and able to do a lot for you, you still can't be stupid using it. Like
Nope.
you still got to have critical thinking skills because I'm actually studying AI right now myself. It's a little app that I use that all I gotta do is get on that joker 15, 20 minutes a day, and it just takes me through Chat GPT and it takes me through all the other AI apps that are out there. And so one thing
And
you know dealing with AI is you have to be able to give it the right prompts in order to progress through the algorithms that AI, functions on. And if you're not able to give it the right prompts, you waste time more than you actually make it efficient. To the
mhm,
point, let's say I wanted to write an ebook. AI can do it for you, but if you just say write me an ebook, okay, what's the ebook about? You got to put that in there. Then you
yep.
gotta then you gotta get even more specific about what you want in the book. Like you say something like, I need an ebook explaining the steps of investing in crypto to include altcoins, meme coins, and stable coins. And then you can go further and
There
say,
you go.
this ebook should include the most the most you could say this ebook should include you could say something like what's the risk involved in each coin, and then you can keep going and going, getting drilling down even more and more and more, and you before you know it, you got a whole ebook written for you that's actually going to take people through and help people through that. But if you
Yep.
just say, I want an ebook based on crypto, and I just wanted to talk about which crypto is the best to invest at this time. AI is probably going to tell you we can't give you the information of which one to invest in, but what we can do is this. And if you're not able to critically think through that, you're going to end up reaching a brick wall, which is, you have to have critical thinking skills.
Yes, you do. And you just reminded me I need to finish pushing out the ebook that I did start to create in regards to the apps and other stuff of what we're actually talking about this
Yeah.
evening that I've been utilizing. So I need to go ahead and push that out and we can go ahead and get that posted. But I did exactly what you're talking about. I gave it detailed information, specific outcomes and other stuff, that's exactly what it gave me, what I needed to have a full blown one. So I do need to get that pushed out. And I completely agree with you. It's how you need critical thinking skills in regards to usage with AI. You need to be very specific and very direct. You cannot be random or haphazard or just like give it basic baby stuff, like how he was saying, you really have to be detailed in what you're asking it, so that way the complexity of the algorithm can give you the outcome of what you're looking for. Because sometimes I know people have difficulties with articulation of their words and wanting to get it out.
Exactly.
And for your usage, if you use it the correct way, it will benefit you. I know a bunch of people are focused on the more negative aspects of AI, but hey, your reality is what you focus on. If that's how you want to live and that's what you want to experience in regards to AI, that's what you're going to get out of it. It's just going to happen to you yourself, but for the rest of us that's going to use AI for what its purpose is, we're going to make sure that we're in a good area.
Yeah.
And
You can go as deep as you want now, bro. We've gone over time as far as the introduction and everything. You can go as deep as you want now. Dive deep in that
I
thing.
that, well, the first thing that I actually want to talk about would be the Digital Chamber urges U.S. lawmakers to pass the stablecoin legislation immediately as usage grows, which this was sent out as of November 12th, 2024 at 7:51 a.m. Eastern Time. So, Cody Carbone, president of the Digital Chamber, said he expects stablecoin legislation to be on President-elect Donald Trump's desk in 2025. Carbone said he hoped the report would be a motivation for lawmakers and appointed and pointed to other countries that are looking to oyster their use of stablecoins, including China or Russia. Blockchain advocacy group, the Digital Chamber, called for immediate action from U.S. lawmakers to get a stablecoin bill passed and its use progressive. In a reported in a report titled "How Stablecoins Are Extending U.S. Dollar Dominance," released on Tuesday morning, the group detailed stablecoins usage and pushed for a stablecoin bill to be passed quickly to keep up with this increased use. Stablecoins are increasingly being used for savings and for payments across borders, according to the report. The Digital Chamber also plans to meet with the Federal Reserve, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, and House Financial Services and Senate Banking Committee's leadership this week. We really think the moment is now. That legislation needs to move, said Cody Carbine, president of the Digital Chamber, in an interview with The Block. We think we're very close, and this is low-hanging fruit. Over 98% of stablecoins in circulation globally are pegged to the US dollar, according to the report. Citing figures from Castle Island Ventures, Carbine said he hoped the report would be a motivation for lawmakers and pointed to other countries that are looking to bolster their use of stablecoins, like he was saying, including China or Russia. Now, mind you, let me repeat this one part again. Over 98% of stablecoins in circulation globally are pegged to the US dollar.
Hold on. Hold on.
Uh huh.
98% of stable coins are pegged to the US dollar.
So, yes, sir, that's correct, sir.
In this market where we just found out less than a week ago that Russia was not going to stray away from the dollar, right?
Nope.
Also, China wants to invest in American gas, right?
Yep.
Oil, right?
Yes, sir.
Which that's going to affect the power of the dollar too, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, just want to make sure. Just want to make
So, the report examines three bills, two from the Senate and one in the House. Work has been underway in the House by both House Financial Services Committee Chair and soon to retire Patrick McHenry and top Democrat Maxine Waters. However, they have snagged over a provision that allows state regulators to approve stablecoin issuances without Federal Reserve input. On the Senate side, Senator Bill Haggerty, Republican, Tennessee, introduced draft legislation in October for a bill that closely resembles work being done in the House. Um, Cynthia Lumens and Kirsten Gillibrand introduced a stablecoin bill in April. The Digital Chamber included a list of policy recommendations in the report, which also included insights from Castle Island Ventures partner Nick Carter and Digital Chamber members. The list included allowing both banks and non-banks to issue stablecoins, asserting that stablecoins would not be treated as securities, requiring a one-to-one backing, among other requests. Didn't Robinhood just go ahead and release XRP onto its platform?
That is
And
as a believer
XRP,
in Robinhood, and as much as I use Robinhood, that's good news. That's good freaking news because I remember Robinhood during COVID, they had a lot of coins that they just did not, you know, make available, which I thought was just stupid. But now
and
they
see,
seem to be, trending in the right direction.
oh yeah, and see, XRPL is their institutional stablecoin that they have that they've been testing out now since things are on the up and up and looking good for the crypto market space. And because they've asserted that XRP in itself is not, you know, a security, it's a stablecoin. It has a one-to-one backing. And because of how more people are putting more money into the marketplace now, you see
Mm-hmm.
significant increases to what's going on for it. So, and then with the financial institutions wanting to get their mix into it, such as the ones that they already have globally and here at home, they're already looking to make sure that they have that in their reserve. I mean, you can go on to Visa, you can get your XRP Visa card, you can look at MasterCard, look at all those financial institutions in regards to is getting into it. So let me finish up with this report. Carbon
Finish
said he,
up. Finish up.
yeah, hold on. I'm
Okay.
with the segment of what I'm speaking about. Carbine said he expects stablecoin legislation to be on President-elect Donald Trump's desk in 2025. If you're the Trump administration coming in and you're looking to not an early bipartisan win, this could be a person, Carbine said. Other factors, including renewing the Tax Cut and Job Act and budget reconciliation, could delay passage, Carbine said. Republicans have said they would extend Trump's tax cuts through the reconciliation process if they were to take the majority in the election season, according to The Hill. So far, the Senate has flipped Republican, but the House is still up in the air with Republicans leading. So far, the
I think they're
Senate
gonna
has
win. I
flipped
think they're gonna win the
Republican.
house, dog.
Wait,
I don't see.
I,
I don't see Democrats winning that house, dog.
they're
It's
not.
they're too behind. They're too behind. I think they're
Uh,
stalling. I think they're stalling. I think they're
nah,
stalling on announcing. I mean, I know votes are still being counted, but I think they're stalling on announcing, just like all the news channels stalled in announcing him as the president elect.
yep,
Sorry to
but
interrupt. Keep going, bro.
no, you're good. Budget reconciliation can take a lot of space on the legislative calendar and make it difficult to pass stablecoin legislation, but not impassable, Carbon said. My guess is still, even with the budget reconciliation, if House Republicans win, it's still by quarter two 2025, we have a stablecoin bill on Trump's desk, Carbon said. And that is the end of that little bit of a report.
Okay.
In other areas that I have for you, I have the actual HR 4766 report 118,920 stablecoin bill. What they've actually put, which is the 118th Congress, 2023 through 2024. So this is what they actually had in the short title, which is the Bank Secretary Act of the Federal Deposit Insurance Act, Title 1 of Public Law, Chapter 2 of 53 of Title 31, United States Code. So it has the board, comptroller, corporation, what the term digital asset means, which is a digital representation of a value which is recorded on a cryptographically secured distributed ledger. A distributed ledger term means technology where data is shared across a network that creates a public digital ledger of verified transactions or information among network participants, and the data is linked using cryptography to maintain the integrity of public ledger and execute other functions. Federal qualified non-bank stablecoin issuers, which means a non-bank entity approved by the primary federal payment stablecoin regulation pursuant to Section 5 to issue payment stablecoin. Institution affiliated parties with respect to a permitted payment stablecoin issuer. The term institution affiliated party means any director, officer, employee, or person in control of or an agent for the permitted papercoin issue. Issuer depository institution. An insured depository institution is defined in Section 3 of the Federal Deposit Insurance Act, 12 U.S.C. 1813, and an insured credit union as defined in Section 101 of the Federal Credit Act, Union Act, 12 U.S.C. 1752. The monetary value means national currency or deposit as defined under Section 3 of the Federal Deposit Insurance Act, denominated as a national currency. And national currency means Federal Reserve notes, as in the term used in the first undesignated paragraph of Section 16 of the Federal Reserve Act, 12 U.S.C. 411. Money issued by a central bank and money issued by an intergovernmental organization pursuant to and agreed by one or more governments. It also goes into non-bank entities, and stablecoin means digital asset or that is designed to be used as a means of payment or settlement, the issuer of which obligated to cover, redeem, or repurchase for a fixed amount of monetary value and represent, will maintain, or create the reasonable expectation that it will maintain a stable value relative to the value of a fixed amount of monetary value, and that is not a national currency or a security issued by an investment company registered under Section 8A of the Investment Company Act of 1940, 15 U.S.C. 80A. So the permitted stablecoin payment issuer means a subsidiary of an insured depository institution that has been permitted, approved to issue payment stablecoins under Section 5, a federal qualified non-bank payment stablecoin issuer that has been approved to issue payment stablecoins under Section 5, or a state qualified payment stablecoin issuer. Person, here's where we get good, means an individual, partnership, company, corporation, association, incorporated or unincorporated, trust, estate, cooperative organization, or other entity. Let me read that to you again so that way you can understand where this stating towards the stable coins are going to be invested in the like. Person means individual, a partnership, such as like with me and my big brother Wildcat got going, like we're partners and stuff. A company, your company, a corporation. Maybe you guys have banded together, you guys are different businesses who come together as a corporation, so you can have a minor conglomerate. An association, incorporated, unincorporated. A trust, the trust that you guys have, you can put that in there. An estate, we all know what the different variations of estates are.
Yep, trust. Use them trust.
Cooperative organization or other entity. I wanted to read that again so that way that can set within your subconscious so that way once those things get talked about again, it'll come to your consciousness and then you'll start wanting to ask questions. So all this is to plant seeds so that way you can understand the different formats of what they're talking about as a sub basis for this bill. That way you can get a broader understanding of it. So, um, primary federal payment stablecoin regulator. The term means with respect to an insured depository institution other than an insured credit union or a subsidiary of an insured depository institution other than an insured credit union, the appropriate federal banking agency of such insured depository institution as defined under Section 3 of the Federal Deposit Insurance Act 12 U.S.C. 1813 with respect to an insured credit union or subsidy of an insured credit union, the National Credit Union Administration, with respect to a federal qualified non-bank payment stablecoin issuer that is not a national bank, the board, and with respect to any entity chartered by the comptroller or the comptroller. Primary federal payment stablecoin regulator means the comptroller, the board, the corporation, and the National Credit Union Administration. Registered public accounting firm has the meaning given to the term under Section 2 of Sarbanes-Oakley Act of 2002, 15 U.S.C. 7201. State the term means such as several states, the District of Columbia, and territory of the United States. Washington, D.C. is actually the District of Columbia. Most people are not aware of that.
Incorporated, United States of America Incorporated.
So yes, sir, we are a business. State qualified payment stablecoin issuer means any entity that is a legally established and approved to issue payment stablecoins by a state payment stablecoin regulator and issues the payment stablecoin in compliance with the requirement under Section 4. So the state payment stablecoin regulator means a state agency that has primary regulatory and supervisory authority in such state over entities that issue payment stablecoin. A subsidiary of an insured credit union with respect to an insured credit union. The term of an insured credit union means an organization providing services to the insured credit union that are associated with the routine operations of credit unions as described under Section 107, Part 7I of the Federal Credit Union Act 12, U.S.C. 1757, Part 7I, and a credit union service organization, such as terms used under Part 712 of Title 12 of Code Federal Regulations, respect to which the issuer's credit union has ownership, interest, or which the insured credit union has extended a loan. Limitations on who may issue payment stablecoins. It shall be unlawful for any person other than a permitted payment stablecoin issuer to issue a payment stablecoin, for use by any person in the United States. Requirements for issuing of stablecoins. Standards for the issuance of stablecoins is permitted stablecoin issuers shall maintain reserves backing the issuer's payment stablecoin outstanding on at least a one-to-one basis with reserves comprising United States coins and currency, including Federal Reserve notes, funds held as insured demand deposits or insured shares at insured depository institutions subject to limitations established by the corporation and the National Credit Union Administration, respectfully, to address safety and soundness risk of such insured depository institutions. Treasury bills with the majority of not with a maturity, excuse me, of 90 days or less. Repurchase agreements with a maturity of 7 days or less that are backed by the Treasury's bills with a maturity of 90 days or less, or central bank reserve deposits. Publicly disclose the issuer's redemption policy, establish procedures for timely redemption of outstanding payment stablecoins, and publish the monthly composition of the issuer's reserves on the website of the issuer containing the total number of outstanding payment stablecoins issued by the issuer and the amount and composition of the reserves described under subparagraph A. Let's see. Monthly certification, examination of reports by registered public accounting firms and permitted payment stablecoin issuers shall each month have the information disclosed in the previous month in report required under paragraph 1B, examined by a registered public accounting firm. Certification each month. The Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer of a permitted payment stablecoin issuer shall submit a certification as to the accuracy of the monthly report to the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator, or in the case of state qualified payment stablecoin issuers, to the state payment stablecoin regulator. Criminal penalty. Any person who submits a certification required under subparagraph B, knowing that such certification is false, shall be subject to a criminal penalty set forth under Section 1350C of Title 18 United States Code. Capital liquidity and risk management requirements. The federal primary payment stablecoin regulators shall jointly issue capital awareness applicable to permitted payment stablecoin issuers, which may not exceed what is sufficient to ensure the permitted payment stablecoin issuers' ongoing operations. Liquidity requirements applicable to permitted payment stablecoin issuers, which may not exceed what is sufficient to ensure the financial integrity of the permitted stablecoin issuer, and the ability of the issuer to meet the financial obligations of the issuer, including redemption and risk management requirements applicable to the permitted payment stablecoin issuer, tailored to the business model and risk profile of the permitted payment stablecoin issuer. Treatment under the Bank Secretary Act. A permitted payment stablecoin issuer shall be treated as a financial institution for purposes of the Bank Secrecy Act. There's the bank secrecy. Limitation on activities. A permitted payment stablecoin issuer may only issue payment stablecoins, redemption payment stablecoins, manage related reserves, including purchasing and holding reserve assets. Let me run that back to you, including purchasing and holding reserve assets. Provide custodial or safekeeping services for payment stablecoins or private key of payment stablecoins and undertake other functions that directly support the work of issuing and redeeming payment stablecoins. Rulemaking. In general, the primary federal payment stablecoin regulators may issue such orders and regulations that may be necessary to administer and carry out the requirements of this section, including to establish conditions and prevent evasion thereof. Joint issuance of regulation. All regulation issued to carry out this section shall be issued jointly by the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator. Rulemaking deadline no later than the 180th day period beginning on the date of enactment of this act of the federal payment stablecoin regulator shall issue regulations to carry out this section. Approval of subsidiaries of insured depository institutions and federal qualified non-payment stablecoin issuers. So, an application in general, any issuer depository institution that seeks to issue payment stablecoin to a subsidiary and any non-bank entity other than a state qualified payment stablecoin issuer that seeks to issue payment stablecoins shall file an application with the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator. This is for you people that want to go ahead and let's say you want to have your own exchange institution and you guys have a whole bunch of money and you're sitting up here wanting to do something. Just let you know that you can actually create the exchange. That you just need to submit your application with the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator. Make sure that you're a qualified entity. Make sure that you're compliant with the SEC regulations in regards to the assets of what you're holding and adhere to the stablecoin bill and possibly the revised one that's going to be on Trump's desk in 2025 so that way you can make money. Since there's a bunch of you brothers out there that has a bunch of money that you're looking to want to do something, why don't you pull your money together and do something like this so that way you're taking advantage of what's happening into the future. That's something else to go ahead and put on your people's plate. If you got the money, you have the time, why not invest in this? This literally tells you, and I'll read it one more time. Any insured depository institution, insured depository, and you know it's just of what you can take to make sure that this depository is insured, that seeks to issue payment stablecoins through a subsidiary and any non-bank entity other than a state qualified payment stablecoin issuer. Other than that seeks to issue payment stablecoins shall file an application with the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator. Timing with respect to an application filed under this paragraph, the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator shall inform the applicant whether the application has been submitted, a complete application within 45 days of receiving the application. So you have 45 days. Completion of application with respect to an applicant filed under this paragraph. Once the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator has informed the applicant that the application is complete, such application shall be deemed to be complete unless the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator deems that a significant change in circumstance requires otherwise. So, evaluation of application. A complete application received under paragraph 1 shall be evaluated by the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator using the factors described in paragraph 3. Paragraph 3. Factors to be considered. The factors described in this paragraph are as follows: the ability of the applicant, or in the case of an applicant that is an insured depository, institution, the subsidiary of the applicant, based on the financial conditions and resources to meet the requirements set forth in Section 4. On the financial conditions and resources to meet the requirements set forth on Section 4. The general character and fitness of the management of the applicant, the risk presented by the applicant, and benefits provided to consumers. Section 4. Timing for decision. Grounds for denial. Timing. The primary federal payment stablecoin regulator shall render a decision on the application no later than 120 days after informing the applicant that the application is complete. Denial application. Grounds for denial. The primary federal payment stablecoin regulator may only deny a complete application received under paragraph 1 if the regulator determines that the activities of the applicant would be unsafe or unsound based on factors described in paragraph 3. Explanation required. If the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator denies a complete application received under paragraph 1, the regulator shall provide the applicant with a written notice explaining such denial, including all findings made by the regulator with respect to all identified material shortcomings regarding the application, including recommendations on how the application could address the identified material shortcomings. So they'll also tell you, hey, this is what the problem is, and this is what we recommend you to do, so that way you can address this issue, so that way you can reapply. Because we all know they like to do business, so at least they're willing to tell you, hey, this is where you're screwing up at, fix what you need to do, and then come back to us when you have that business situated, so that way we can go ahead and make this money, basically. That's what it sounds like to you, brother, when they're saying that?
Oh,
Sound
yes,
like
sir.
so. Final determination. No later than 60 days after the date of a hearing under this clause, the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator shall notify the applicant of the final determination of the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator, which shall contain a statement of the basis for that determination with specific findings. Opportunity for hearing and final determination. In general, no later than 30 days after the date of receipt of any notice of the denial of an application under this subsection, the applicant may request in writing an opportunity for a written or oral hearing before the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator to appeal the denial. Upon receipt of a timely request, the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator shall notice a time no later than 30 days after the date of receipt of the request and place at which the applicant may appear personally or through counsel to submit written materials or provide oral testimony in oral argument. And then that's where it gets to, like I said, the final determination, which is no later than 60 days after the date of the hearing. Under this clause, the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator shall notify the applicant of the final determination of the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator, which shall contain a statement of the basis for that determination with specific findings. Notice if no hearing. If an applicant does not make a timely request for a hearing under this clause, the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator shall notify the applicant no later than 10 days after this date, by which the applicant may request a hearing under this clause in writing, that the denial of the application is a final determination of the regulator. Now, failure to render a decision. If the primary federal payment stablecoin regulator fails to render a decision on a complete application within the time period specified in subparagraph A, the application shall be deemed approved. Hmm. So if they can't come to a decision on it, the thing be taken after a while. So defined under subparagraph A, the application shall be deemed approved. Okay. Right to reappeal. The denial of an application under this subsection shall not prohibit the applicant from filing a subsequent application. Huh. So if you do get denied, basically take their advice, go fix what you need to have done, and then, like I said earlier, they'll allow you to reply again so that way they can make money with you because the denial of an application under the subsection shall not prohibit the application from filing a subsequent application. What what did I tell you? So,
You said it.
man, look, I know how these entities work. I've been studying for a long enough time, and when you get into the bills and other stuff like this is where the juicy stuff comes in because this is how you understand legislation. This is how you understand how stuff actually works. You know, so that way you're like, okay, I know how this is working. I know how this is going. This is put through like this. I need to operate in this fashion so that way I can maximize my potential. It's like 50,000%, not even 2,000, 50,000%. I need to maximize my potential. So by us reading this, and for the people that are actually listening to this, they're understanding how this is actually about to work with said institution, the regulators, what's needed, how the operations are going, and that if people get together and create a company, organization, or the likeness of it, have a management group because there's plenty of management groups out there that we're aware of that make trillions of dollars or like make thousands in the likeness. They can have their metrics and other stuff situated because they're already within that financial area to go ahead and speak with the Federal Reserve anyway. So the issuers of said places, such as Robinhood, is a good example. Bam, right there. There's your example. That's an exchange, right? It is a financial institution that is operating underneath this right here in order to have their issuance. And other entities are coming up with that. You see all these other different um, entities like Weeble or like what are some of the other Momo? Look at all these different
You
entities
got
that
a lot, man. It's so much, so freaking
so
cracking, all that stuff, man. I mean, I use
right.
Webull, I use Momo, and I use Crypto.com. I use Robinhood. I use Coinbase. I try not to spread myself too thin, but at the same time, you still got to use other markets. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Because some of their fees differ, and also the user interface, how user friendly it is. That's why I like Robinhood so much. Robinhood's probably the most simplest app out there that you can use. I've never used an app that is simple as Robinhood. Crypto can get a little convoluted. Momo is completely confusing. It's like you got to be a damn stock trader to fucking use Momo. And then,
That's
of course, Coinbase is easy. So my
uh,
favorites are Coinbase and Robinhood, but I use crypto as well. But yeah, it depends on the user interface for me, man.
see mine is crypto.com. That is my favorite one to use. I do like using Robinhood for that
I
interface.
think I know why
Weeble,
too.
that's what I like.
That card
I
you used when we was in DR last time,
yup.
it was so easy for you to just go to the daggum ATM and
Man,
boom.
look. And I learned the daily withdrawal amount, the weekly withdrawal amount, and remember the one time that I did have an issue with it, they got it resolved in less than 24 hours. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm loving this, and I'm highly invested. in crypto.com. Okay, I'm about to shoot a free advert for them because I really do enjoy them, and it would be funny if somebody that worked from crypto.com or something like that actually heard this announcement. But yeah, crypto.com with their Visa card that they have, how easy it is for you to put your fiat money on that card, and it works at any Visa terminal globally. Because crypto.com is accepted globally. So you can put that in any Visa terminal and it will actually give you the equivalent exchange on a par basis for your money. So you turn your fiat, put that on there. You can put your USDT, your USDC on there. Hold on, and then you get incentives on top of it in regards to what you hold. And I'm a crow holder. I don't hold as much crow as I want, but I will hold as much as what I want at one point in time. But it's continuously growing. But I make sure that I stick and I hold crow anywhere between 6 months to a year's time. So I'll be riding the marketplace like that roller coaster and how it goes. So when there's some up, I'm up, and when it's down, I just buy up more. That's all I do. Once it's down, I'll buy up more because when it goes up, I got more. And when
Right.
it goes down, it's usually because, just like with other markets, people are taking their profits out, which is going to make the marketplace drop down a little bit because they want to buy certain things, whether it be gifts or whether it be something personal. Shoot, some people are taking out enough money that they're buying Lambos and that they're sitting up there getting houses and stuff because of how they've been doing the marketplace and how they've been investing their time within it, watching stuff and other things like that. I know not everybody has their time, but for the people that have been able to do that, man, look, it's something serious. And I was like, me personally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to invest with time that I have into this, learn everything of what I need to know, and then just capitalize on it. It has been one hell of a fantastic ride for me. I'm in a drop top that is skimming down the highway, and it's on a hoverboard on top of that. So I have on a drop top hoverboard skimming, and ain't no wheels or nothing like that. Anti-grav flowing down it because of what I've learned so far. And even with reading information like this, how bills are being made, put out, how it's going to be distributed, what it's going to affect, who it's going to affect, how people can actually get into that, and other stuff. This is the type of stuff that makes you grow. So I'm loving it. But let me
Yeah, man.
get
Yeah, but we can't give them too much, bro. Can't give them too much in one day, bro.
see,
So
I'm
before
gonna give
before we before we that shift and see, is there anything you wanted to show that I have access to in the podcast chat that you want me to actually put up for you to explain a little bit before we you know we cut this off, because I'm probably going to do a live, or I'm probably going to do a recorded video or edited video on my website, on my YouTube, because Max ain't here. I'm probably going to go into some of the stuff that I want to talk about. um I'm gonna do a recorded video. I'm not gonna do a live, because I got some things I didn't see. It just looks crazy out there. I mean, there's so much crashing out going on with these females, and Sonny hosting the daggum. One of the people on View, her ass got escorted out today by a producer, which I saw that shit coming, because she started talking about white women. I was like, oh, you ain't got too much longer. You forgot where you live? Did you forget where you live? You an American, you talking junk about white women? Oh no, you about to get the hell on.
so they really
They
why?
walked, supposedly they walked Sonny Holston off the set. I ain't looked at the video yet. I got to look at it. It's on YouTube. I just was, as you was talking, I was multitasking, and I was putting the say to watch later, say to watch later, say to watch later. And I kid you not, man. They supposedly she got walked off the set, but I was gonna do a video and look through it and then go back, and I'm gonna start doing that. And I think actually what we need to do for this YouTube channel, until we get a little bit more followers, is basically just to do recorded lives where we record it, and then me and Mike Max or whatever look through it and edit it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one that monitors the 3-man podcast you know um YouTube channel, and I got my own YouTube channel. So he can
Oh,
put what he wants for 3-man, and I can put what I want for mine. And you know what I'm saying? As long as we ain't gonna do no cutting to the crypto section, because all that stuff needs to be heard. But just some
right.
stuff here and there, you know what I'm saying?
That works.
But you just dropped some in the podcast. You want me to post up?
I did. I want you to post up that marketplace picture for the day, and I'll
Okay,
post
let me
one
go
out.
ahead. Let me go ahead on and share the screen then. So what you're talking about is this here, right?
Yeah, all that is that's the crypto bubble. So this is what I also recommend for individuals to look at, so that way
Is this an
we can.
app? You can get this on the app,
Yeah,
the
it's
Crypto
called the
Bubbles app.
crypto bubbles app. You're absolutely
Okay,
right.
all right. I'm listening, bro.
And so this is so that way people are able to look to see how the marketplace is going. As you can see here, the red circles are showing the dips as to what's going on. And of course, the green circles are showing which ones are actually doing really good, even though things are going down. I want
Damn,
to point
Pepe
out,
negative 17.4.
yep,
Oh yeah, scoop that up.
Pepe is down, Bonk is down,
Ship is down, bonk is down.
Bonk's on a
Cause you
Solana chain.
and folks, if you haven't
That's,
been listening, I'm not as good as he is, but you buy when it's low, you sell when it's high. But right now, you're not going to have enough to sell anyway. So in other words, it's mostly buy when it's low, hold on to it when it's high. Don't sell it yet.
yep,
So all of these meme coins and stuff, you can actually use those to transfer into stable coins because it costs you less money. Why would you sit there and spend money on a stable coin that's, I don't know, $200-300 a fucking share when you got a meme coin that you can buy that you can put a lot of money in and not too much money at one time, build that up, and then as it gets higher and higher, you start seeing it. When you see that meme coin get high, then you transfer it into a stable coin or a utility coin.
yep.
It's pretty simple, folks. And I'm not the crypto guru, and I understand just from listening to Dragon.
And the other thing that I wanted to point out is within all of those major red marks, what are the ones in green?
The ones
XRP.
in green seem to be what's that? Those are utility or stable coins, right?
And what was I saying earlier? XRP,
Yep.
XLM,
Mm-hmm.
HBAR, Algorand. I just said this as to what was going to happen with these because of the institutions looking at that. How much does that say that the XRP went up? That's 14.4%, and this is
It looks like
today.
14.4.
Yep,
And
fourteen
what's
point four.
crazy is what's crazy that I never thought would ever happen is Doge is now considered a fucking utility coin.
They it's considered as a meme, but it's actually being as a utility coin, and it dropped about 7.4% because you know how many people have been buying into those. Of course, when it got up to 40 cents and stuff, you know how many people sold that off. Just like how
Right.
you were saying earlier, when you got it, when you had it, when it was at 78 cents, just as an example, it might not have been, or it probably was those. I think you were saying, or maybe not. But when it got up to 78 cents, you sold off some of what you had to because of the amount of what you invested in when it was a low commodity. So
Right.
yeah, they did the exact same thing, and that's where you have those drops within the marketplace because people sold all those coins, and some of them put some into XLM, XRP, HBAR, Ada Cardano, Algorand.
I got Cardano.
Yup,
I think I
my
got
Cardo.
HBAR too. I also got Hedera.
hmm All those went up because I was just talking, in our group, and I said we need to buy this stuff now because it's gonna jump, and we can hold on to it. So we have some now. If there is a dip within, and I really don't see too much of a dip. I see that there can be one because of the how big the XRP community is. I can see a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of a dip because some people are selling some once it gets up to a little bit because it's currently, and let me go and take a look so I can see what the actual amount is for XRP.
I'm finna look up this app right now, Crypto Bubble.
hmm
I'll tell you one thing that you said, it really caught my attention um earlier in the chat as you was talking about how watch how the crypto dips during Christmas season because people are selling. Because some people they'll sit there just like you would do with dividends They'll sit there and they'll stack their crypto, and then they'll take a little money out to go buy something.
Yep.
So I'm waiting for them dips come
Yep.
Christmas season with Bitcoin, XLM, XRP to buy a little bit more.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm doing too. I get my stuff together so that way I can. Oh, XRP is at 81 cents.
Yeah, it's still at 81. It's still at
It's
81.
still at 81 cents.
It
It
looks
is
like it's gonna hold too.
man, it went up a complete 17.77% and it's holding at 15.20%. And it's still going up, baby.
Just
Now what?
downloaded the Crypto Bubbles app.
That and it's ranked
You
7.
know what's crazy though, bro? That something that you show XRP is up 15.2%.
Mhm.
Yep, algo's up 4.5, H bar 9.2, bread is up. What is this? What the hell is this? EOS has a
Yeah,
market cap 845. So yeah, folks, this app makes it very easy for you to look at weekly, daily, monthly, yearly when it comes to the market. Because if you click the yearly, stuff like Doge and AIOs and SUE, which I bought the other day. SUE is up 482% over the year. Doge is up 363% for the
it
year.
dropped.
Pepe is up 1,509% for the year. So think about if you had a whole lot of Pepe and then you transfer it over to a utility coin. Bonk is up 993% for the year. Some of these meme coins, if you got $2,000-$3,000 worth of meme coins, and that joker go, think about it, folks. I'm seriously now. If you got thousands and thousands of shares of meme coin, which is very easy to do, because I think when I had Doge, I had almost like 1,000,000 something shares of Doge. It was like in the six figures, six digits. That's how I got to $12,000 from only investing 1,000 in something. So if y'all put like $1,000 in a meme coin or $1,000 and spread it out over several meme coins, and these meme coins are going up because they got such low starting points, like in the hundreds and thousands of something decimal places to the right,
Yep.
they go up thousands and thousands of percent. OM, which right now I'm looking is probably the highest percent yield. I would say OM and MOG. MOG went up 8,888%. How much is that a share? That's 0.00002318. And
Dude,
then you got what is it? OM Mantra. Mantra went up. What is it? Mantra went up.
4.5%.
No, Mantra went up for the year
Oh, you look.
6,638%. Because
Yep.
once again, folks, we ain't talking about short-term stuff here. We're talking at least a year investment, at least a year. So if you're talking about Mantra, which went up 6,000 some percent, price per share in that one right now is 0.02221. Yeah, 0.02221. That's 2 cents.
You saying? Oh,
You put $50 in that and then do the math.
yep. That's how you do it. Look,
See, a lot
even
of
this.
people, and then they got it by the hour or two. And as you can see by the hour, it seems like everything's up except OM, Pepe, and a couple others. Everything else is up by the hour right now because y'all know crypto, you can trade that joker 24/7.
Yes, sir.
And I'm telling you right now, if you do this, I'm telling you, folks, black folks, do we deserve reparations? True. However, who are we gonna get it from? Like,
Yep.
we got to prove our ancestry with slavery, which I've already have because I got Sierra Leonean and a Gabonese ancestry. But you got people like Dragon right here because Dragon's indigenous. Even though everybody came from Africa, because one long time ago, Pangea was the only continent we had, it was a supercontinent. Then it split apart because of tectonic plates. And then people came across the Bering Strait, and people don't understand those were black folk that came across the Bering Strait, and they settled here first. So you got those folks that weren't slaves, but then you got the rest of us that were. And so you got to do all of that. Then you got to figure out who in America had slavery as answers, because not all white folks had the answers with slave owners. You got some poor white folk. You want to know who slave owners? Look who got land right now. If you're a white person and got land, I'm talking about old land, 20, 30, 40 acres out in the country. These people in the country, we ain't talking about folk in the cities. We talking about the southern states, because that's where slavery was, below the Mason-Dixon line. You got folk that's been in those cities or those towns, rural areas for years and years and years. And they have all this land. You wonder how the hell they got all that land? Them jokers are slave owners. So those are the only white folk we can get reparations from. And because we live in America and because I have a government, the government's gonna have to freaking pay for it. So I really don't think we'll ever get reparations. Black folk, if you want reparations, here's your reparations right here. Crypto. That's your reparations.
Like, be serious. You got to get it yourself. And this is the new generation. I mean, there was an article put out in regards to black folks missing out on this, dog.
Shoot,
And
not
that's
us.
what I was like, because remember when I shared that article in the group, and I was like, man, look, they're even hanging it in the face, and they might
Hanging
miss
it in
that
the
out.
face. They know we
Right.
don't read. They know for the most part, the majority of us don't read. I just had a discussion with my mom, who, God bless her soul, voted for Kamala Harris. And she did that, I know, because she's a woman. And because she hated Trump, because Trump says things here and there. And I had to explain to her, I was like, Mom, ain't no human perfect. God, every time he used someone in the Bible, they was not perfect. They had problems. Moses was a murderer. David was a freaking, okay, if you want to say anybody's like David right now in leadership in our country, it has to be Trump. David had sex with another man's wife. Then, now Trump ain't killed nobody, but David had sex with another man's wife, then sent the man's wife, tried to use manipulation, tried to send this man, called him from the daggum battle. Come on home. Your wife miss you. Told him to go home. This man has so much honor. He's like, I can't go home because I'm supposed to be out on the battlefield. So he goes to sleep on his porch. So his wife don't even know he's home. Then he goes back out to war. Then David says, you know what? I want y'all to put him in the roughest and the most, bloodiest part of the daggum battle. I want to put him on the front lines. And then when you get him on the front lines, everybody step back, let his ass get killed. Just so he can have this chick, this jump off. You know what I'm saying? Because he already had concubines. He's sitting up, and back in the day, people don't understand. The king was supposed to be on the battlefield with his daggum soldiers. Now, he ain't supposed to be on the front line, but he's supposed to be out there directing the generals and telling them what to do and stuff. They was at the house chilling on his rooftop. And back in the day, also, kings sat at the highest position in the city, so he could see everything. So he's sitting there chilling on his rooftop and see Bathsheba naked in the damn tub and said, look, I got to have that. David wasn't perfect. David was the original dude grabbing the coochies. And so they mad because Donald Trump said all this. This man was saved from 2 assassination attempts. That alone should tell you God ain't finna save nobody. God let JFK get assassinated, didn't he? And JFK, you want to talk about a philandering, cheating? This dude was in with the mob. This dude had all kind of daggum floozies and side chicks. He got taken out. See, what's the crazy part is, and I know we getting off crypto subject. The guy that they put in charge of the CIA gonna release all this shit. That's what they say. They say he's gonna release all this classified information and people about JFK murder and all that stuff. Dog. MLK too.
Good.
The CIA did that shit. The CIA did both of them shits.
See, we getting people that's gonna be just exposed and stuff. It's like, look, here's this and here's that, while people are being all mad and in their emotions, which, you know what, that kind of makes me think they're highly deceptive because they wanted the deceptive people in order to run stuff.
They want to stay deceived, bruh. They want to
That's
stay deceived. Like my mom did not understand that it's a possibility the CDC released that bull,
yep.
the pandemic, during his last candidacy to mess him up. He was not a part of the deep state. The
Nope.
deep state didn't want him to do good. So guess what? Let me make me a call over here to freaking CDC. Y'all going, because they was already researching the daggum COVID virus in North Carolina. The doctor from China was over here in our country. They did all that junk in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I read all this stuff, folks. Hey, folks, this stuff is all researchable on the net. Of course, you got to do more and more deep diving and digging to make sure that it's truthful. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Is what it is.
Yep.
People don't understand. They like a magician. They'll sleight of hand. They'll do stuff right there in front of you and think you ain't paying no attention. It's like, I don't understand, folks. Y'all want to keep getting fooled by this mess. It's like the Democratic Party was the original party of slavery and Jim Crow. No, it ain't going on now, but I'm sorry. It says in the word, raise up a child and how you want to be, and they will always return back to it. Same thing can go for an entity like the Democratic Party. Raised up to be racist, raised up to be slavery minded and Jim Crow and segregationalists. You don't think they still practice that jank? Identity politics is a proof they still practice it. They don't sit us down in town hall meetings and come to us and say, look, what do y'all need? Now, true indeed, the Republicans ain't do that too, but the Republicans ain't sitting there doing identity politics neither. They actually respect us enough. The Republican Party actually respect us enough not to daggum slap us in the face with freaking parading some freaking, celebrities out there having some chick twerk on stage to get our votes.
Hold on. I'll throw you one even better, bro. I'll throw you one even better. Remember Black Wall Street? All of them were Republicans. Go look this up. It's in black and white. They were all Republicans.
Ooh, I'm gonna go look it up, but I'm pretty damn sure. I'm pretty damn sure they were Republican, but I'm gonna look it up.
The hospitals that own
most of those black settlements back in the day were Republican. Republican is the party of small government. Get yourself out the mud by your damn self.
Yep.
Democratic Party is the party of big government and slavery. It's just slavery is still going on today, folk, whether you goddamn believe it or not. It just ain't slavery like it used to be. You ever heard of mental slavery?
Yep.
They have us under mental slavery right now because black folk don't want to read. They know if they put it in a book, we ain't gonna never learn about it.
It's the Matrix was a portion of that, people being plugged into this reality of what's around them, and thus when we break out of that, we are like Neo because we're starting to understand the codes and other stuff like that.
Exactly.
Everybody else is still connected to that machine. Even
I was
so
telling,
much where they'll get emotionally attached
right
to certain programs and operations where it actually makes them scream and yell, just like the multitude of different Neos that was on the screen when he was in his emotional state, and notice that when he was in his logical state, he was able to examine the various amounts of emotions that he had, and he had complete control over himself.
Right.
That mental switch, and that's what that meant at that point, portion in time.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
and also people don't understand DNA is very, very important. Like I always used to wonder why I was so freaking militant and so passionate about things, and then I got my DNA trace. It has a lot to do with my dad. My dad was one of them people that he didn't say a lot. I talk more than my dad. I probably talk more about as much as my mom talks. But my dad, when he gets on a subject and gets passionate, this dude is going to debate you all day. All day. And then I had to figure it out when I found out my main tribe that makes up my DNA, even though my dad's side of the family is Gabonese, made up of the Kota, Sogo, and TK tribe of Gabon. My mom, dang, Blade talking about he gonna have 10,000 XRP. That's gonna put him at 1 million.
Yes, it is.
Hey, I'm gonna shoot for it too, bro. I'll shoot for it too. As long as I get it little by little by little, and it don't cause you to put yourself in debt trying to get this stuff. If you can buy 10,000 shares of XRP by 2026, you can freaking retire.
Well, technically, you can't put yourself in debt if you do it right. There's
Yeah, exactly.
with
You can do auto drafts, all that stuff, which I'm probably gonna
mhm,
start doing auto drafts, so I don't even have to
like
look at it.
10% of whatever you get is just like for
Hmm.
me,
Pay
what I
yourself.
do for myself, I do like because I do deliveries and stuff just on the side. So I take 10% of whatever I make from the deliveries is automatically converted into cryptocurrency. Also,
Exactly,
and that's
exactly.
every week.
But back what
Now,
I was saying was
yeah,
that I found out that my tribe, the Mende tribe on my mom's side, which is 100% match on both sides. But I found out that the Mende tribe, of course, is the tribe that took over the Amistad vessel that was a slave ship. If y'all ever
mm,
saw that movie Amistad, they took over the vessel, they kicked all the people up off it, they got caught in the harbor, and they got brought in to go through trial for it. They got found innocent, and they went back to Liberia and back to Sierra Leone. They established Libreville. No, I'm sorry. They established. I forgot the town they established in Liberia. I want to call it Libreville. But the town they established when the Timne and the Mende tribes, which are the two biggest tribes in Sierra Leone, when they went back to Sierra Leone, they established Freetown in honor of those slaves. Well, those slaves that went back, they established that. But so I know one day I'm going to have me a compound or a house somewhere in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Which, folks, if you pay attention, the conversion rate from the dollar to the Sierra Leonean Leone is 25,000 Sierra Leone to a dollar. And it's probably higher now because all this stuff going on with crypto and Donald Trump wanting to make us the capital of crypto pretty much. Because
yep,
I don't know if y'all heard, but I don't know if Dragon mentioned this because I might have been doing some stuff over here, but he is taking away tax on crypto as well as capital gains or unrealized gains, so that yeah, it's going to help the rich out, but the rich do pay 60% of our taxes, folks.
yes,
We
they
got to
do.
get this out of our mindset. The rich need to pay their fair share. They actually do. They actually do. It just so happens they got so much freaking money that you don't think they are. But they pay 60% of our taxes. You got folk that's middle class and lower class. Sometimes they don't even pay their taxes. The rich
And
always, pretty much always pay their taxes. They freaking carrying us right now.
yep,
So take away the capital gains, take away the unrealized gains. Guys, if you in crypto, they taking tax off crypto. So you can actually sit there whenever you take crypto out, you ain't getting taxed on it. You ain't even got to claim that junk on your income tax, y'all. Ain't that crazy? So why not put all your money in the crypto? Just have you enough cash to do what you got to do and pay your bills. Put all your money in crypto, little by little. Put all your money in crypto. Guess what? You ain't taxed on it.
I mean, I just read you the bill as to what the freaking get ready to pass. I even told you earlier that they expect to be on Donald Trump's desk by 2025. I mean,
Yep.
Gary Gensler he's already put in for his retirement, so he's out the door, which that opens up all the stuff of what's going on. That's the reason why there's also
Who
the
you said who you said put in for their retirement? And they out the door.
Gary Gensler, Gary Gensler. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
That's who put in his say for retirement because he was the one that was blocking us from being in the way in the first place. And now that he's retiring and a couple other people are retiring, I mean, you see how things are. I'm gonna say this. That way, I want people to understand some shit. Notice once this man got in office, people started retiring. Notice the marketplaces have been jumping. Mind you, the only reason why they are dipping is people are taking out their profit. Because especially in meme coins, boy, because them days people be adding their little like $50 to $200 or whatever else to it, and they see that spike jump and they let that sit up there and get to a crescendo, and then once it gets up to a certain point, they take that shit right on out, and that's when you see that immediate fucking drop happen because people are doing day
Yep.
trading off of meme coins and shit.
Yeah, you
But
do have people that do day trades off meme coin, and some of them folks ain't got no daggone money. Now, what I wish I could do, dog, is I don't know how they do it. I don't know what program they bought, but those programs where you can see like what you posted in. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I want to find this shit because you posted it. The way you posted it is the way I want to have there's a program, and you see people actually doing this shit, and they be trying to sell their services online to the point of okay, here we go. I'm gonna show this shit right here. All right, so I'm about to show Tesla's stock. But the reason why I'm showing this is because I want to show y'all how these people use this stuff to day trade. So y'all see these green bars and you see these red bars, right? It's some way, there's some program you can buy that it does it automatically. You set a bottom limit and you set an upper limit. The upper limit is where you sell, the bottom limit is where you buy. Or the bottom limit is also where you don't let it drop too low before you sell. I think that's how they do it. There's
Yeah,
some
you're right.
program you can find. There's some program
Also,
that they be using. I don't know what it is. They sitting
it's,
there doing these
uh,
mean course and these stocks. They do this jank all day, or they do options. That's another thing I need to start doing. Is I need to start being able to do options. You can sit there at home and make money every day if you know what you're doing. And there's some program out there that you can get that you can automatically put stuff in. Like you see this bottom line right here where it says POS 0.08002. All right, that's probably this whoever made the app that Dragon posted this. So this is Tesla stock. There's somebody sitting at their house right now. It's like, okay, look, I want to sell it if it gets a little bit before it gets to that point. And this high point right here, I'm gonna keep it right at that high point. If it starts dropping, they're gonna sell it before it gets down here. And another way you can look at it is you put there's a way that they look at stuff and they look at like I don't know what I think this is by the day. So if you draw a line from the bottom to the top, it spent more time below this line, the diagonal line, right? So
that
because it
let
spent
me
more time below that diagonal line, you might be a little bit more careful when it comes to buying it.
let me
I mean
explain.
selling it, excuse me. You got
Let me,
something to show me?
yeah, let me explain on what's going on right there,
Okay,
so
go
that
ahead, go
way
ahead.
I can explain a little bit better. So the time correlation that I have, noticed that it shows from 9:3 until 11:1. So that's
Okay,
the
cool.
time scale to show how, and notice from the gold line that you see, notice to where it had went up, dropped a little bit, stayed down for just a little bit. Notice the trend, it spiked up. Of course, it's going to drop because it's around that time people are starting to sell and do other stuff. Notice now how it got into position. Notice we had the um, Trump stating sure he won, spike, and
Yeah, it did spike.
that's over
So
the course.
think about how that day was for them day traders. Think about how
Uh,
that day was for them.
and then here at the bottom, where you see the little orange line, where you see where it says RSI, that means the relative strength index. So the relative strength index would have been at 14,868. So if we look to see how it stayed above the 70%, at the 70%, that's the relative strength index. And you see where it actually broke through it. Beforehand, if you notice, that's the same little trend of what we're seeing here at the bottom is what's emulating kind of there in the middle. How it was below the relative strength index of it. It was around the 30% mark. It had that little spike up and then it had that little dip. Notice that it barely broke above the relative strength index, and now that it's spiked highly above it, which kept it going up. Because if it couldn't break ahead of it, like how it was in the midst of around the end of October before it got to November, you notice the little point there towards at the bottom. That's to where it was bouncing down. You see to where it tried to break through when it went back up, bounced down just a little bit, and now you see as of that position, it spiked up. And that's how you're able to tell what strength it has. Because if it's in between that line, if it can't break over the 70% line and it stays around the middle portion, it's not going to move much. And you can tell by exactly, like I said, the same trend of what's above it. You can see today that's where it was doing good for the stocks. That means people were putting their money into it. You can see see to where people were selling and or the company was doing bad at that portion as well too, from the notifications of what they might say. Then you see to where it started to go back up. It started to break out from the other relative strength, from the other RSI, and it started, like I said, keep going up. It broke out just a little bit and then it dropped again due to whatever happened around, like I said, from December up until the point of when Trump was getting ready to get in office. And then, of course, how, things had went for Elon Musk, and then boom, you got this fight. But that is how you're able to actually tell, and then you can see what the cost is if you look above. You can see the percentage rate of what it went up, which was 28.78%, which that means it was overall plus 8.96%. The highs and lows for it was $358.64 is the high. The low that it would drop to is $336. Volume is 210.52 million. The market cap is 1.12 trillion. And the after hours for how it was moving was at 357.98. So that's at plus 7.98%, which is an additional 2.28%. The overnight is $369.60, which is an additional 960, and that's plus 274%. So that's how you read that. So you can see what it's going to do after hours, if it did a drop or if it did an increase, what the high would be for the night. And like I said, when you look where it says overnight, it's 598.60, and then when you look back up for the high and low where the H&L is, and you can see where it says 558 and 64. Overall, it's going to do that amount, which is 559 overnight, because there's no trading at night in regards to stocks. You can do crypto, but you can't do stocks. And seeing that the overall day was good for it, it didn't drop. So that's how you read the charts and stuff like this.
Appreciate that, man. Folks, but we're about to go ahead on and close this out. We've been on here for a little bit, not as much as we usually are, but we've been on a little bit. And I was actually, as you was talking through that, I was actually using my AI and my phone to find day trading software on the internet in order to use to do some of the things you just talked about. I'm gonna do some more research on that, but I think I found one I'm gonna try. Gotta see how much it costs. But yeah, folks, y'all got to get out there. You got to research. You got to read. Crypto is booming right now. If you don't get in now, you better get in before freaking inauguration day.
Yep.
Oh, right now.
Here's this on the flip side of it for the people that are like invested in the stock and like you're in the traditional stock market. You know that you can get grayscale ETF for Ethereum. There's also Bitcoin ETF. You mind showing a couple of the pictures that I put within the group, so that way you can show what I was showing for what was going on with like the Ethereum ETF.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. You talking in podcast or crypto group?
It's in podcast.
It's in podcast. All right, let me see which one you're talking about. Are you talking about? All right, tell me which one you're talking about exactly.
Should be the one that says like Fidelity, Bitcoin, and or the one that's with Grayscale. The one that I was showing that was $2.77 per share right now.
All right,
if they're mini trusts of what they have, Grayscale's mini trust.
You sure you didn't put it in the crypto chat? Because the next thing I saw that you put in here, because you put in something in regard to, hold on, because I got a lot of stuff I put in. I'm gonna talk about. All right, so there's one. You got someone with CCJ, LEU, SMR, but you're not talking about that. You're talking about you're actually talking about Grayscale and stuff, right?
Yes.
I just gotta find where you put it at. You also put the same thing in the crypto, right?
Yeah.
In the crypto, because I think you do it in both.
Yeah, I do.
All right, hold on. Let me see if it's stock market trading, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can find it. See if I got something where you're talking about IBM is taking its banking clients a step closer to cryptocurrency. Announced Monday, 6 international banks have signed as an intent to issue stablecoins. You've already talked about that tonight. Uh, real world. Just talking about this real world applications. Financials are moving beyond blockchain experimentation progress to real world applications that are driving significant bank to bank volume. You talking about that?
No, it's actually I wanted to show the grayscale ETF. So let me do this research.
Grayscale
Hold on.
ETF, you said, right?
Yeah, grayscale.
Let me see if I can
It's
find
the
this, man.
Ethereum
Is
ETF.
it a chart?
Yeah, it's a chart.
All right, I don't know if I can find it. Hold on. That's
Ooh, that
XRP.
makes me fucking happy to see it. So I'm still up one. Motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about.
What's crazy is that they sat there, they sat there and named the department that Elon is going to be a part of, and they named that shit Doge. That shit's crazy.
Hmm.
It's almost like he been planning this shit for a couple of years now, because Elon been Doge this, Doge that. I was so glad he was pumping up Doge during the pandemic, man, because he made me some money. I ain't got that money no more because of my divorce, but I damn sure got me some money. Elon,
Here,
I'm always gonna be a damn fan. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I found it. Let me know if this is the right thing here, man. Think I found it.
uh,
You talking about this?
yes, that's one of them.
Okay.
So this is something else that y'all need to get yourselves into. So this is on the traditional market, and that was as of November 8th, 2024 at 3:10 p.m. Each one share only costs $24.79. You can say that I have the daily chart on there. So you see that it was at 24.90. It was almost at $25. And it had its residual dip, went back up and dipped again. But you see that it's been holding at the relative strength index, which is the line of what's going through it. You see that it was down just a little bit. And then once certain things happened, it grew up again. Because people were taking their money out and people were actually um, buying stuff again, and now people are putting their money back in. Now I have a more updated one on a different one in the podcast that I have put that one in there, and I want you to go ahead and show that one, so that way we can look at the progress because this is
You said
the
you had another one in podcast.
yeah, it's actually a podcast.
Did you
I
just
just
put
put
it in there?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little convoluted. I was actually sitting while you were sitting there talking about that. I was actually looking for a online um an online trading and brokerage service app that you can sit there and set your price points and stuff and day trade with. So I'm like, shit, I'm sitting here. I had to let go of one of my dang part-time jobs because of my transportation issues. And so I'm like, shoot, I need a part-time job. So I'm like, man, I might as well start day trading or something.
Hmm. Now what
If
you
I,
can see
all I gotta do is make more. All I gotta do is see if I can make about $300 a day, then boom. Or make by the week. If I can make, because I used on my part-time job, I used to make about, if I worked 2 shifts in a week, I made like $600 in a week on my part-time job. So I'm like, if I can make it somewhere around 500 to $1,000 a week just day trading and not spend no more about about 3-4 hours a day in it, I can shoot by after a year. I probably replace my full-time job.
sure would, because you'd be able to know what you're doing and everything else,
Hmm.
but here on this one, you can see that it went down just by 0.070%, which is only like 2.34%. So it's
Right.
at $2.92 now. The low will
Right.
be at $2.88. The high per share is going to be $3.
Hmm.
Now, um, you can see to where there was a major decline at one point, and then you can see to where it completely broke out of the relative strength index, and it went up because more people are starting to add more money and invest into this because it's the Ethereum mini truck. And if everybody knows how the marketplace is going right now, that's why that spike is there, and it's with Grayscale. Look at who Grayscale is. See exactly what they do because they're on the same rise as what a couple of other companies are. But That is y'all's homework for me is to look up Grayscale, look up their Ethereum trust, and then look up their mini trust as well too, and see if there's something that you want to look into for yourself. Then as well, there's
What's that noise? What's that beeping, bro? Is that you?
yeah, that's my headset. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure. I was like, dang, what is that?
Hold on, let me see if that might help. Um, Also look into the Bitcoin ETFs as well too. So you're well rounded because if you have your stuff invested into the crypto space with those coins, with those shares going up, and as you're investing your money into that, wouldn't it be also nice for you to have money invested into the certain trust funds and other stuff of what they have because the more money that's being put into said areas would increase its value as it goes up. So that's like double dipping in the pool, and that's how you're still able to maintain yourself in the traditional market to
Right,
go along with crypto and be in the crypto market as well. And stuff is kind of interchangeable because you can always take money out from one thing and put it into the other. Ding, key thing right there. So like
right,
as bro was saying earlier, you can take money from your meme coins if you want, besides putting it into utility tokens or put it into another type of coin that you feel like of what you can do best with, because you're gonna do what you want to do with your money. You can also go ahead and put that, like I said, into some of these trust funds. So once it gets to a miraculous amount, because some of them are $40, some of them are $20, hell, some of them are $98 per share that at one point in time, when you go back and look at it, it was $1.98 per share, and it's at $98. So think about it. If it was at if it was at 98 cents per share, you put 100 into it, and now it's at 98 per share. How much money did you just make off that motherfucker?
exactly.
So that's
I'm
why
yeah,
when
I'm sitting over here. I'm sitting over here now, signing up for Trade Station.
man, look,
Trying to sit here and see if I can get into some day trading, man. I don't know
one
how much it's
one
gonna
thing that
cost.
you can also do that'll help you is TradingView, and you can do that free for right now, and then you can prompt yourself to pay for the higher services. So I would suggest that you use TradingView, big brother. Hold your money,
Trading View. You said Trading View,
sir. Yes, sir. That's correct, sir.
and that is
Trading.
what that is something that you can use to practice. You saying?
Yeah, you can look at all your stuff on there. There's stuff in which you can use to practice as well too.
Okay.
I need to send you the app that I actually have that lets you have play with practice money, so that way you can do it day trading. Give me one second.
Actually I am on an app that actually lets you practice, and you have to answer. They educate you about the stock market, and then you have to answer questions. And then as you answer questions, they give you coins inside the app to practice trading with. I just hadn't got to the point through the lessons and to the part where I understand enough to start practice trading. So right now I'm on an app called Prosperity,
Hmm.
and the Prosperity app, I got 27,300 like coins that I can use to trade with. But right now I'm on chapter 2, and it's just talking about the stock market unveiled. And the next chapter is navigating market volatility and risks. Then talk about
So
stock market indexes. So it's
have
teaching me
that
all
on.
this stuff.
Yeah, you use that first, and then well,
Oh, I
after you
am.
do.
I am. I was just registering with Trade Station. I wasn't gonna start
Oh,
doing
okay.
it. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
because I
registering.
was gonna say you can see charts and other stuff like that from your traditional market, even in the crypto space, because that's how I was able to look to see what I wanted to invest on the Webull, and using that, that's when I
Hmm.
started making my investments and stuff. So just use
Okay.
TradingView.
Yeah. Trading View. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, that's awesome, folk. We're gonna go ahead on and shut this off because it's 1:17. I'm supposed to do a video. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, Jank, or not. But
Go ahead,
guys,
sir.
we really appreciate y'all, whoever's looked in and whoever sees this afterwards. And I gotta play my homeboy song.
Uh,
Dragon love this song. I'm waiting on the verse. I'm waiting on the verse and the lyrics, Dragon.
okay.
This song, guys, this is my original music.
Yeah.
I made this. And Dragon is supposed to put some lyrics on this thing. But we appreciate y'all coming through. And
Y'all.
just know that we're about to go into the golden age of America, folks.
Yeah.
You can hate this man all you want,
Oh,
but he has been winning all his life. He has fought court cases. Yes, this man has been convicted as a felon when it comes to Stormy Daniels' bull, which I think is just trumped up stuff to goddamn just destroy him. However, he can't be sentenced yet. He won't be sentenced. They'll probably try to go after him after he gets out of office, but really, he ain't gonna spend a day in prison. Not one day in prison. They gonna put him on house arrest. They're gonna put him on probation. That's all they're gonna do, y'all.
I'll say this. As much as they hate him and as much as they be talking about the system and everything else, why don't you do what we're doing or what we're telling you to do, so that way you can utilize the system to your advantage and then do something about it in a more profitable way. How about
Exactly.
that?
Exactly. Get your trust, invest in crypto, stack your bread, get your trust, get your IUL, and most of these IULs out here will give you a trust for free. Because I got my IUL, thank God. It's only costing me $150 a month, I think, right now. Because I got a pretty much a good amount in there. And I'm going to go up on it after a year. Every year, my plan is to go up on my contribution to my IUL. So by the time I hit 55, I'm 48 now. By the time I hit 55, I'm retiring. I'm not waiting to 65. Not doing it. Not doing it. And especially if the XRP gets to $100 a daggum coin share. I mean, if I can buy 10,000 shares of freaking XRP by the time I'm 55, by the time 2026 hit here, I might retire in 2026.
Man, there's some coins out there that's worth 1,000 and other stuff like that as we speak. Crypto's not going anywhere, so all this stuff is going to keep going up, especially like when your stable coins are paying $1 for $1, you know, and you've already bought some things to go along with it. You think, come on, and the other stuff in which you're able to capitalize within this marketplace, like I said, y'all either utilizing your time correctly so that way you can maximize your finances so you're taking a lead, or you too busy bitching and whining about it. I'm gonna just call it like it is.
Folks, y'all can stop working in 5 years. 5 years, you can stop working. Some of us, you get on it right now, you start working in 2026.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if I can buy 10,000 shares, shoot, if I can buy 100,000 shares of XRP, I'm gonna freaking do it. That shit ain't $1 yet. It ain't $1 yet. Man, look here, man. By the time I'm 55, I most definitely. And I'm telling you right now, 2026, if I got a chunk of money that I got and I get XRP is showing it, you know what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna be in the DR. When it's time to come see my kids, I'm gonna come see my kids. After I'm done spending time with them, I'm back in the DR. Back in the DR, folks. Give me a dual citizenship in that joker. And one good thing I'm gonna end up doing so I can have me some revolvable passive income. When that daggum XRP hit a goddamn $100 a share, and I got let's say worst case scenario, I ain't got but 50 shares. Not 50. Worst case scenario, I ain't got but 5,000 shares of XRP, and I got $50,000. I can go get me a villa in freaking DR and Airbnb that joker and sit my ass at the high. And matter of fact, get in Sasua, get you a villa in Sasua and overcharge that jank to all them daggum horny, no decontrol ass pimps, pookies and stuff that come down there and want to just prostitute all these chicks. And sit your ass at the house. Oh. Y'all can sit there and drag your feet all you want with this crypto. Go ahead and drag your feet. Go ahead on. The dollar ain't going nowhere while Trump in office.
Sure
and there goes my food.
Talking about he's gonna work with you too. So like, come on, y'all.
Telling you, man, folks. And if JD Vance get in after him, the dollar gonna be good, but about 8-12 years.
Yep, it's time to capitalize.
So we gonna be all right, man. Hey, just leave it there at the door. It's fine. Thank you very much.
So yeah,
All right,
thank
brother.
y'all.
You take care, man. Be safe out there now.
All right, you too, big bro.
All right, you have a good
Bye.
night too, brother.
You too.
Yeah, man. That's my Uber Eats being dropped off at the door because I was supposed to be cooking tonight, but time ran out. So it is what it is, guys. We want to say bye to y'all. Make sure y'all have a nice evening. Be checking out videos on 3-Man Podcast. Matter of fact, hold on, 3-Man Podcast as well as the World of Sean Wildcat. my hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If you go to the World of Sean Wildcat, I'm gonna be talking shit about politics. I'm gonna be talking junk about dating. We'll be talking about some funny stuff. Might have some reactions to videos and all that other good stuff. I'm probably just gonna do reaction to videos tonight, guys, and it's not gonna be live. But a lot of stuff coming up. Y'all keep at it, coming in, peeking your head in. We just getting in on the ground level of this stuff. We ain't even got our marketing straight yet. But I tell you one thing, once we do, we're gonna take off. And I appreciate y'all coming. Take it easy.